more we learn about the attack, the more horrifying it becomes. More than 1,000 innocent lives lost, including at least 27 Americans. These guys make they make Al Qaeda look pure. They're pure evil.
Well, that was President Biden speaking out against the Hamas terrorist brutal attack against Israel 1 week ago, again, as we are waiting to see if a massive ground incursion may take place there with Israel into Gaza at any moment. All of this is the expanding record of the Biden administration's failures in foreign policy. The Israel-Hamas conflict makes it 2 wars being unleashed under Biden's watch. So where does Biden's faults lie in all of this? Let's ask current advisor to former President Trump and also the host of Dick Morris Democracy here on Newsmax. He's also the author of a great best-selling book, The Return, Trump's Big 2024 Comeback. Dick, I have to ask you, Joe Biden, it seems, has been late to the game, fumbled on the world stage with this crisis. I mean, it seemed like it took, first of all, a long time to respond to the initial Hamas attack. They do not seem that aggressive in terms of going in. There was also that post that Victoria Coates was just talking about in our last segment, saying both sides in the conflict should stand down. How has he handled this, and how do you think this is hurting him from a political standpoint?
Well, start reading with a few basic facts. When Trump left office, Iran had only $6 billion in foreign currency reserves, about the same level as Haiti. And now it has 70 billion. And whereas under Trump, it was pumping 400,000 barrels of oil a day, now it's pumping 3.1 billion barrels. And its revenues from oil were 9 billion in the last year of Trump, and now they're 70 billion and likely to go significantly higher. What Biden and the left are doing is that old magician's parlor trick. Look over here, not over here, and distracting attention from what they're really doing. The $6 billion that Biden paid to Iran in hostage ransom is minor compared to the amount of oil revenues they permitted Iran to accrue. Since Trump left office, Iran has benefited from over $80 billion of revenue that would not be available to it under the Trump sanctions. And that is what's fueling this invasion in Gaza. It's not a question of condemning or supporting it or whether Biden's being strong or weak or whether he's saying the right stuff. He paid for this. He enabled this because under Donald Trump, Iran had no capacity to launch this kind of an operation. And now it's overflowing with money because of one reason, Joe Biden.
And let me ask you, not only financially, Dick, but also, do you believe that they're seeing a message of weakness from this president? I think back of even the whole Ukraine conflict where he said, a minor incursion, if Russia does a minor incursion. They saw a green light. And here we are at this moment, of course, Afghanistan withdrawal. But do you think also some of it is also the verbiage that even when he's saying, his message was, if you want to come in and do more harm to Israel, to the other nations of the world, he said, don't. That didn't sound very tough.
He also said, here's a check. Here's the money. Iran had no capacity to do this when Trump was in office. They couldn't do it. They had the same foreign reserve in their system as Haiti does. They couldn't possibly have done this. And it's entirely because of the money that Biden has given Iran and permitted Iran in the oil sales that this is going on. And you wonder why. And I think the reason is that Obama took the view that Iran was basically justified in its foreign policy because Israel was a colonial state. And as Dinesh D'Souza said in his book, The Roots of Obama's Rage, Obama from the start was an anti-colonialist. And he saw Israel through that lens, and so does Biden.
So, Dick, what do you have coming up tonight on the show, too?
Well, we'll be talking a lot about that, but we'll also be talking about the civil case against Trump in New York. where he literally is going to be deprived of the fruits of a lifetime of work, not because he defrauded anybody, not because anyone lost money, but because the Attorney General of New York State decided to take it away from him.
Well, you are going to have an action-packed show, as you always do, my friend. We're all going to be tuning in. Dick, really great to have you here.
Speaking with you, Rita.